Well, folks, how you doing? Captain Jack here. The culmination of the last NFL game of the 2021-2022 season. I see we got a lot of folks out there in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook, please go to YouTube. Please go to YouTube. Please go to YouTube. I will put the YouTube link. Well, you should know the YouTube link, but I'll put it in here. I'll put it up into the comments in a minute. A lot of things going on, and I will show this again. If you are on Instagram, thank you for being here. I see Lakers, Raiders, Lil Jose, SC Experience. Please head on over to YouTube. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. Please, Facebook, YouTube. I'm on YouTube. And if you're at YouTube already, which most of you are, I appreciate that. We are rolling in here now. And let's go to some of the chat. Remember, by the way, last game of the season for the 2021-2022 season. And I will say this. First off, the Raiders are now not the only team to bring a championship to Los Angeles. The Rams are the newest champions in Los Angeles. And I will say as well that it was and you see how during the season, how it affects during the season, all of these people or the officials, how they really define games because there's a lot of penalties every game. There's a lot of penalties every game, but it always seems, and I'm not kidding on this, it always seems that the referees swallow their officials. Boy, that's a Freudian slip. Excuse me. Swallow their whistles in the Super Bowl. That there really isn't that many. I think that there were 4 penalties going into midway through the fourth quarter. I might be mistaken on that, but I think that I was listening to, and by the way, fuck Al Michaels and fuck Chris Collinsworth. It just has to be stated that they are undoubtedly ungodly trash announcers. And it's unfortunate that we have to listen to them. I just try not to, but I will watch the game and get the feel of the game without trying to listen to them. They're horrible. Again, if you are on Instagram, I'm going to pop over and wave to these people. I don't know why it won't let me wave to a couple people. If you're on Instagram, please head on over to YouTube. Officiating was pretty bad. It was at the end. But they let him play for the majority of the game. And then at the end, and I will say this, the couple holding and pass it was like holding and pass interference. The pass interference in the end zone was a no-doubter. That one was a no-doubter. Okay? That one was a no-doubter. Yeah, 2 guys said, "Oh, hell no." That one on against whoever was guarding Cup, yeah, that was way big time pass interference. The one that was kind of sketchy was the linebacker on I think it was Cup, who had him over as he was crossing over the middle, and he threw a flag on that. That, I mean, if you let them play the entire game where there really wasn't that many, penalties, that's bullshit. Another bullshit one, and I tell you what, Jalen Ramsey was right on this. Jalen Ramsey was right on this. When T. Higgins went up and face masked him, took him out of his glide and got a touchdown on that play, and there's no flag. That's a crock of shit. Lou64 on Instagram, thank you for being here. Spencer Howell 70 is over there on Instagram. Please head over to YouTube. Please head over to YouTube, because you will see the entire show on YouTube. Hopefully we'll have some people call in. And I will put the link up as well. And Sean Johnson, by the way, Sean. Refs helped in the end. Yep. Seeing Trent home team Super Bowl going to be the winners. Very good news for us in February. Yeah, that'd be great. They'll still fuck us. I will say, Sean, congratulations, sir. As far as the most valuable crewmates from last year. Remember last year when I said you were a most valuable crewmate? You won, and let me know in your remarks, okay? It's either a $20 gift certificate or a gift card, like Amazon $20 gift card, or a Captain Jack beanie. And of course, I said I was going to do this last night, and I didn't friggin' do it. Okay, it's a nice hand-woven skull cap, silver and black, with a Captain Jack patch on it. That's your choice. You can have, and that's about a $40 value. That's about a $40 value. You can have the beanie or the $20 gift card. And if anybody knows where Matthew Escalante is, let him know that he won the $20 gift card. Boyd sold them the game. There was some inadvertent. Is that Kroenke? Yeah, he's a weasel. He's a weasel. And the officiating does need to be more consistent. Marcos Guzman, thank you for being here on Instagram. Please head over to YouTube. Lou, thank you for being here on Instagram. Please head over to YouTube. Yeah, I don't think it's rigged, but the officiating does play such an important part of who wins the game. Very boring? Wow. Hey, Shippy. Shipmate, good to see you as well. God, I haven't been called Shippy in years, man. Haven't been caught Shippy in years. And yeah, Matt Marinovich, Stan Kroenke bought a chip. He did. Bugsy, thank you for their salute. And I will say this, I am happy for Matthew Stafford. For him. There's really nobody on the Rams that I particularly care for other than Matthew Stafford. Beckham? No. Von Miller? Nah. Whoa! Wait a second, Cooter! Jesus Christ!
Captain Jack Google Voice.
Okay, I'm gonna let Cooter in.
From Crazy Cooter Vikings.
Okay, we have our first call tonight. Cooter, boy, dude, don't even let me get the fucking number out. How you doing there, brother? What's going on?
Oh, I'm pissed off the NFL. The NFL fucking screwed the Bengals out of their championship. I'm fucking tired of NFL. There was 4 flags in the whole fucking game, and then the last 2 minutes there was 5, and all of them went in the fucking way of LA. They can suck my ass.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is uncensored, so I don't have to worry about language. Cooter, you can go ahead and rail, because I was just saying that they had 4, like you said, they had 4 penalties for the entire game, like midway through the fourth quarter. And
holding on inside the fucking 10-yard line was not holding.
Yes.
on the Bengals.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I do agree with that.
That kept the game going. Oh, and what about the last drive when the Bengals had a chance to score and they fell on top of Barrow, and that's when he went out of the game. No roughing the passer, but unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bengals against LA because he was protecting his quarterback when you just fell on top of him and about blew his knee out?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just fucking livid.
Cooter, I got you, brother. I got you. Yeah, and again, and I'm going to put this thing up for Jimmy Farrell. Yeah, the refs dictated the game. They didn't do anything for the entire game, and then at clutch time, at the very end, is when they decided the game.
Well, hey, it's all about money, Jack. You know the mob was involved in that. Come on.
No,
not the mob.
Not the mob. No.
Not the bookies. No.
What were the lines on that? What was the line on that?
I don't know, Jack. I'm not a betting guy, but hey, look it. Okay, last year it was Tampa Bay. Okay, they had home field advantage. Of course, you knew the NFL was going to let LA win that game because of home field advantage. Oh, but no. 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when the Vikings played the Eagles, the fucking the referees and everything just were against us. Oh no, we can't play the Super Bowl at our own fucking field. No. The Eagles didn't deserve that fucking championship. They can suck my ass too.
I am getting visuals because for those that don't know, Cooter is a truck driver. So sucking the ass of a truck driver who sits on his ass hauling cross country is a visual. No offense, brother. I know you take a shower, but that's just that's hard to pretty much think.
You know what? I'm glad to do my country my service, Jack. It's like I'm in the army, and I thank you for your service to our country, sir, too.
No,
so are you still active? Are you still active in the Navy?
No, but I am an active contractor in the military. So
okay.
So I'm still active for the military. I just get paid a hell of a lot more than the guys that are wearing the uniform. So yeah.
And here's the thing. Okay, why didn't they show O'Connell on the sidelines at all? Our new head coach. Did you notice that? They didn't show him on the sideline at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. They didn't mention his name at all.
No. That's not true. That's not true, Cooter. They actually.
Okay, I missed some of it because I had to do a swap with the driver at the Iowa 80 out in Walcott, Iowa.
Yeah.
Because the place I picked up from made a huge mistake yesterday, and the driver that was supposed to have his own load got my load loaded on his trailer. So we had to. Because of the clusterfuck of that, I had to miss some of the game right at halftime. Of course, I didn't watch any of the bullshit halftime antics. You couldn't pay me to watch that.
No, I'll tell you what. I got you. There was. I will say that the music was very well known, so it was decent music as far as that. Ozzy, good to see you as well. Permission to come aboard, Anna. Oh, getting back to your coach, they did show your coach at the very beginning of the Super Bowl, and they also had a graphic up where this was the first time that the two youngest coaches in the NFL were playing against each other, but they said one will go to 1 and one will go to 3 when McConnell is named the coach of the Vikings probably tomorrow. So he will be the second youngest. So, yeah.
Right. Oh, you know what? I like I said, the NFL must hate the Vikings because, like I said, when we had a chance to go to our Super Bowl in Super Bowl 52, I mean, come on. They let the Eagles blatantly win that game so that we couldn't play in our own stadium, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then now the last 2 years, it's been home field advantage. And, of course, they were going to – I knew it at the beginning of the game. And as it progressed towards the fourth quarter, I'm like, yep. LA is going to come through, and sure shit, that's just what happened. And I'm so sick of the fixed football league.
It is. And, it's a shame because I am enjoying watching, especially Raider games, obviously, because I'm a Raiders fan. I am enjoying less getting out to a Raiders game and watching the fixed fucking bullshit in the NFL.
I couldn't hear you, Jack. I still have a little bit of an ear infection. If you can speak up to the air.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I said Cooter, I'll even put my microphone a little bit closer. Is that better? Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Much better,
Okay.
much better, yeah.
I am tired as a fan of going to Raider games and watching the big fucking fix-in for Raider games by the officials that will fuck over everything. It sucks because, again, I am a fan of the Raiders. I am a fan of football, and it's hard to watch the bullshit. Like you said, 4 penalties the entire game until like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and then the fucking laundry starts flying like it was spit out of a washing machine.
It was all in LA's favor completely.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I said the
one. Here's what one of my friends says from the VWO.
Okay.
Viking World Order forever. VWO for life. Okay.
Right.
I'm a lifer with this fan group. I'm sure you have probably some kind of a thing with Raider Nation. Same thing.
Well, we don't have a recognized conglomerate. We have like an unofficial one. That's why I would like to be an unofficial VWO guy, because I have very good inner workings with a lot of the VWO people. They're friggin' awesome,
Right. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think we have an official Raider Nation conglomerate of fans.
Yeah.
I doubt. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, because Raider Nation is such that all you do is you see a man, a woman wearing the shield. It's family. It's unofficial, but it goes. Go ahead, Cooter. I'm sorry.
So, okay, this is what one of my brothers says. Says that the referees should be full-time.
I agree.
Shouldn't be volunteers. And when they screw up like this, they need to be fined and reprimanded.
No, they've been saying that for a while. That's true.
And then this shit would end.
Uh-huh.
I don't see that coming at all ever, Jack.
No, it won't. It won't.
It's too political correct. And I said that back in the 80s when I was in high school. I graduated from Anoka High School in Minneapolis, northwest suburbs of tornadoes, okay?
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I said political correctness is what's going to be the ruination of our country, and sure as shit, it has been.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Sultan Mir gave you a lot of good props. I'm doing the comments as quick as I can. Talk that shit, whoever is on the phone, which is good. That's a good comment. Talk that shit for us. So I just wanted to make sure you knew. Talk that shit, man. That's fucking awesome. And yeah, it is. Again, we see it. We see it.
It's all about the money anymore, Jack. That's what it is. It's all about the money in every aspect of life. And you know what? I get a chance to go on this convoy. I'm going to do it. Even if I have to hang my hat up and go on my own and drive my motorcycle and motorcycle camper behind it, I'm going to go on this convoy. I have to.
Which convoy is this? Is this the one that's
convoy that's going to happen in the United States on March 1st from LA to DC, just like it did in Canada?
Okay. Well,
truck drivers, God bless each and every one of them, what they do. And like I said, like the one guy said in an interview, said, Justin Trudeau don't run this country. We do. Because without truck drivers, every country in the whole world will come to a screeching fucking halt.
Well, hey, first off, we appreciate, and I'm saying the royal we, everybody that is listening gets their supplies from truckers. So I salute you, and we all salute you.
Everything.
That's right. Everything. That's right. So.
Yeah, I gotta chill, man. I mean, Jack, love you to death. One of my brothers. I can't wait to see you. I hope I get to come to the draft.
Oh, I'll be there. Providing I'm living and breathing, I will be there at the draft, Cooter. And we'll have to
right.
we'll have to take some pictures for sure. That's good.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad when I was down in Tampa Bay that time. I was a drunk. I missed out, and I pissed off at myself that you and I didn't get a chance to go to dinner that weekend when we were there for the Tampa Bay game. And it's my fault and it's my bad. I will make it up to you. But unless I'm in this convoy, I'm going to be at the draft.
Okay.
One way or another. Even though I don't like Las Vegas because it's Sin City. It is, I could care less. I've had too many bad experiences in Vegas. So I'll go there because my family's going to be there. My VWO family's going to be there, and Raider Nation's going to be there, and everybody's going to be there. NFL Elite, TSF, everybody. So I can't wait.
No,
Yeah,
and by the way,
you know what?
you're getting a lot of love for people that are truckers or their family was truckers. So remember, this is Crazy Cooter, Vikings fan extraordinaire, very good friend of mine, friend of the show. And that's why we love the show. We like to get everybody out there. We are Raider predominant, but we're not only Raider fans. We are fans of football. We are fans of the sport. And, basically this is the last football show for a while, unless we start talking USFL. But like I said, make sure that you pop in and talk about your other sports. And Cooter, I'm sure you'll have other sports as well. And we can't wait to hear from you.
And you know me, it's Vikings, then Raiders, always.
You got it. Got it. Yeah, I mean, if I had a poll of the NFL fans, it's like they said, whoever said that your number 2 team, I know the Raiders would win. The number 2 team.
You've told me that before. We've discussed this on the show before.
Yeah, so, it's true.
You know what? Everybody out there, I'm going to sign off. This Crazy Cooter coming at you. Maybe Crazy Raiders super keep like reach side down, sunny side up, video spinning, the beaver spinning. Yeah, baby.
Woo! All right.
Woo!
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for calling in there, Cooter. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, man. You be well.
Yes, sir. God bless, Jack.
All right. Take care. That was a Crazy Cooter. Crazy Cooter is awesome. He is. He's fucking awesome. Richie Riche only talks football. Well, Richie Riche is going to be talking the draft with Jason Dean Hunter when that show comes on. So make sure you watch for that. But Richie Riche, we'll see him for the draft. If he watches the USFL, maybe we'll see him for that. But I can't remember for that. Yeah, woohoo! Junior Marin is in there saying woohoo to Cooter, and he does. Hey, isn't Cooter awesome? I mean, you can't beat that shit with a stick. Oh, thanks there, Sultan. I said I was just telling people at my show earlier. I have that hat rack that's over there. Over 300 Raider hats. Over 300 Raider hats. And some of them are even hats I've never worn. Some of them I've had. A lot of them I have. But I think that maybe one of the prizes that I'm actually, I might be, if there's, what do you call it, legacy hats or hard to find hats, like old Oakland hats and old Los Angeles Raider hats. I might give them out as prizes eventually. It's a used hat, but it's cool. And I will say this as well. Again, every time, and I'll put that in there as well. Every time you send $5 on an entry via Super Chat or Super Sticker, but I would prefer, I tell you this, I prefer the $5 via Cash App at Captain Jack Rackham or $5 in Friends and Family on PayPal at BigRaiderJ@yahoo.com. Why? Because I get all of it. I do. I get all of it. If you send it via the Super Chat or the Super Sticker, YouTube takes a bite. And I mean, trust me, I love it however you do it. However you do it. I do appreciate that. And remember, for every $5 that you spend, you will get an entry into the treasure chest of prizes. I did a drawing, like I was telling Sean Johnson. Hopefully Sean's still here. Like I said, he has the choice of either a Raider Captain Jack toque, which is actually like a skull cap. Raiders black and silver with a Captain Jack patch on it. That's Sean. He either has that's like a $40 value or a $20 Amazon gift certificate. Sean will let me know about that. Or like I said, if somebody knows Matthew Escalante or Carolina, if I don't know, if I can't find Matthew Escalante, then and if I can't find Carolina Carson, okay, then Jesse Rodas is going to get either a $20 gift certificate, or if Sean doesn't want the Captain Jack hat, he can have that, or he can get the $20 gift certificate. But I do get the prizes out eventually. It does take me a little while. I'm busy. I was supposed to do my fucking taxes today too, and I didn't do that. So I will maybe do that during the week. Do that during the week. If you were on Facebook as well, and by the way, I will put this up. Put the link up. You got 250 on a first quarter square? Wow, that's fucking great. That's awesome there. Okay, call 813-699-0834. And again, Cooter knows this because he had this before I even had the phone up. There you go. You can call in, you can join in, you can hit in. Again, if you're on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. If you're on Instagram, I'm talking to you Instagrammers right now. Please go over to YouTube and pop in and share this up. If you like what you see, share it, like it, share it, join, and subscribe. Okay, yeah, the skull cap with your logo. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Sean, thank you. Sean, Sean, you got my email, right? I'm gonna do my email right here. Okay. This is email, Captain Jack Rackham at gmail.com. Sean, there's my email. Send me your address and you will get it's personally knitted silver and black with the Captain Jack patch on it. If I wasn't stupid and I didn't like you see the stapler, I basically kind of like had myself barricaded in. I would go get it, but it's a pain in the ass to do it there. So again, I will send that to you. Please send me your address in the email. Loving the staff we were building. Yeah, let's talk about that. We're going to talk staff. We'll talk Super Bowl or Super Blow. And again, like, comment after the show, please. Like, comment after the show. One of the for comments after the show. What was the most stupid fucking call in the game, official wise? A call that determined the game and gave the game to the Rams, and that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing, and it was blatant. It was blatant. We'll talk that. We're going to talk Carr's extension. We're going to talk the coaching staff because more Patriots coming in here. But you know what? I don't care who the fuck is our coaches as long as they're good. And it's my pleasure to bring into the show another old fucking dirty fucking bastard who's fucking awesome as shit. He's got his cigarette up in the air and he's ready to go. You know, it's kind of like a lady right after they fuck in the movies, with the cigarette in the air. You see it, I'm talking like historic movies, right after you've had sex with a good looking lady, and then the lady has to say no, like you had it before, like that. Okay, no, put it over in the camera. No, not fuck you, We'll put it like you had. That's my boy, OG Daniel. How you doing there tonight, there, big guy? What's going on?
Dude, I thought I was watching a really good Super Bowl game. You have to excuse me. I have to keep it down. Wife's sleeping.
Okay.
And then I watched these fucking zebras interject himself into the game in the last few minutes and just choose the game the way it's going to be. That holding call was trash.
I agree.
And you know what? Here's the really fucked up part. And somebody said something about the mob. It was that crazy guy.
Crazy Cooter, isn't he great?
I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, so I'll keep it at that. But is the mob involved? What was the spread on the game?
I don't know.
3 points. 3 points for the Rams. That means nobody wins on their bets. Think about that. Vegas is not the place to have sporting events. Because I got Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci up there fucking burying bodies and shit. This is what I feel. It's like they screwed everybody who bet on that game.
Okay. So if the line was 3,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and the Rams won by 4.
They won by 3, right?
No, they won by 4.
Mm. So
They won
then,
4.
okay, so who's paying the refs?
You tell me.
The casinos. Something's
So-
dirty. Something's
somebody-
dirty. Something's rotten in Denmark, bro.
Yeah,
Something's not right about this.
they won by 4 because they were down. They won by 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
guess what? Nobody gets paid on their bets. The
Okay.
casinos keep it
How about
all.
4? Oh, that's right, because it should have been 4, but the guy dropped the ball, literally dropped the ball on the kick. It would have been 4. They were up, they were down. They were down 4. They had the touchdown, so they were up 3. So yeah, they won. So it was a 3-point. Yeah, 20. Thank you there. I'm sorry. I knew that I had
So
that.
nobody gets paid except for the casino.
Okay. So the line was 4.5. Okay. 23. Okay. Thanks, Todd.
I don't know when the line was 4.5, but it was 3 for most of this time when they were taking most of the bats.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm saying is the casinos ain't making much of a payout.
Okay. And Paul Nieto, thanks for coming in here. Yeah, the Rams were favored by. Depending upon what your line was, Paul, where you got it.
Right. Most of the places it was 3.
Yeah, and it was also when you got the line, if it was earlier in the week or later in the week, because that was different as well.
And it was going to look like something else, and the refs got really heavily involved in the last few minutes and decided the game. And now what the score was going to be. Something dirty here. Something disgusting here.
Yeah, but see, it's gonna be like that because the NFL is not a sport. It's an entertainment. It's an entertainment function.
Good loophole.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is not, because there was people that actually sued the NFL and sued the Jets years ago, and they didn't get it because they said that the NFL is considered an entertainment franchise, not a sport. Not a sport. So they've been greasing the skids on this for a long time.
That's what Fox News claims. That's why they win a lot of lawsuits, because they're not Fox. They're not real news. They're not journalism. They're entertainment. Same thing with the NFL. Same thing with WWE. Like
WWE, yeah.
There's something dirty been going on with this stuff forever. Yeah, Sultan, exactly. Something's been dirty since 9/11 with the tuck rule. Here's a scoop. We got playoff game stolen from us. Now we're stealing their coaches. We better hope we got the right ones.
I think we did. Was it Daniel? I'm pretty sure. I like the fact that Mick Lombardi, who is Vince Lombardi's grandson, who's been an up and comer for years, he's come in as our offensive coordinator. They have Rob Ryan as senior defensive assistant.
As long as he ain't calling plays, we're good. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm glad you say that, because it's Graham's defense to call. I think he's there to help a little bit of everybody.
Right, but his brother and his dad were better at play calling than he ever was.
Yes, I agree.
Man, my brother used to coach Pop Warner football. He'd run the Buddy Bryan defense.
Yeah. Actually, Todd, I'm pretty sure that's Vince Lombardi's grandson.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's Vince Lombardi's grandson.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, look it up, Todd. I'm pretty sure it is. Hey, Gunny. Good to see you. I got another great show headed to work. Hey, Gunny. Gunny is probably overseas right now, because if he's heading to work, he's probably overseas. Gunny does a lot of time overseas. No, look it up. Okay. He's Mike Lombardi's son. Mike Lombardi's son?
Yeah, but Mike Lombardi is
Mike Lombardi, I thought, was related to Vince.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay, Todd. That's fine. I will. Let me see. You know what? What I always say: Google that shit. I will Google that shit.
Ed Winchell said the under was 49. Lots of folks lost big time money. And John Goodman, Gunny, said Bahrain. He's in Bahrain. I've been there.
Okay. No. Lombardi is not related to Vince Lombardi.
I thought Mike Lombardi was Vince Lombardi's kid, and Mick Lombardi was Mike Lombardi's kid. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, no, we're talking about Mike. Okay, Mike. No, okay, wait a second. Maybe it's the wrong one. Mick Lombardi, not Mike Lombardi. Mick Lombardi is Mick Lombardi's
Gunny's
Michael
over in Bahrain, man.
story be Rocky Lombardi's Michael Lombardi. Okay, I know Joe Lombardi is related to him. Yeah, and he was with the Saints for a while.
Hey, Skipper.
Yes, sir.
Gunny's over in Bahrain. You ever been to Bahrain?
Yes, I have been. I knew he was. I knew he was overseas. Yeah, Bahrain. You fucking bastard.
You just love to go to the souk, man.
You know, and I will say this: the first time I went to Dubai,
Mhm.
I went to one of the hotels, and I got together with a lot of the Filipinas that were at the hotels because they worked there, and I speak Tagalog, and I hooked up with them as far as being a very good friend to them. So every time I would go back to Dubai, I would go find to the same place, and I would take the girls out for dinner. And it would be, and it'd be not. I mean, yeah, it'd be a little pricey, but I had money to spend. I mean, I hadn't spent it all, but I would take the girls from the hotel out for dinner. We would go to the Gold Souk, and I would get the best deal of anybody because remember, when you're over in the Middle East, you had the price for Arabs. Okay, okay, wait, no, this is reversed. You had the price for foreigners.
Mhm.
Okay, then you had the price for workers, and then you had the price for Arabs. And I got it at the price for workers because they knew a good deal. They didn't get screwed out of things. So for a cost of a good dinner with a really but nice bunch of ladies, I made out. So it was a good to that.
The
Jack
first
Hennessy.
time I went to Dubai, there was nothing there. There was one bar I found with brand new pool tables, and nobody knew how to use them. The first time I went into Bahrain, I went to the souk, dude. This is like a perfume street. It's nothing but seasonings and spices. It's
Mhm.
amazing. And you transition when you first walk in. There's Mercedes and Bentleys and Rolls, and by the time you're done, there's no cars. There's camels, and then nothing. Goats, camels, all that stuff. But you could buy from all the merchants all different types of stuff for super cheap.
Mhm.
It was I liked the Middle East. It was awesome. We were there during Ramadan, which was a little tough because then I didn't go out till after sunset because I wanted to have my cigarette. Can't smoke until between sunrise and sunset,
Right.
or eat or drink anything.
Well, you could, but you couldn't do it on the street. You had to do it in
Right,
private. Yeah.
right. But yeah, unless you know someone, yeah, you're out in public. And I
Right.
remember listening at the end of the evening, sun's going down, and we're doing first call to colors. After we did colors 2 minutes early because then I have to, out of respect for them, because then all of a sudden the evening call to prayer, the last call to prayer was broadcast over the loudspeakers. And right then you knew, like, I am in a different world,
Yep.
different country. And it was like, oh, wow. And it was crooners who would get on these microphones in these um, mosques and
Mhm.
sing the last call to prayer. In the morning, you'd had the first call to prayer, but I wasn't really up by then. And it was really like you knew you were in a different country, different land, different world. It was like, wow, exotic.
It is. In fact, I got to put my YouTube thing on because I'm missing in case I got remember as well. Oh, okay, yeah, Sinister Rain.
You got other people waiting?
Yeah, I got Raider Eeyore waiting. I want to make sure I get Raider
All right.
Eeyore.
Well, I have to run to the restroom, so let me jump off now. Let him on. You guys talk, whatever. I'll just be in the chat.
Okay, well, and again, Tuesday night, Chronicles of the Black Hole. Make sure you are there. It will be for Lyle Alzado, and we can't wait to do it.
Yeah, I was trying to make connections and get in touch with someone affiliate close to him, but no results. So
That's fine. I mean, but
yeah.
it'll be a good show because you always give good information.
Yeah.
So that's good. So make sure
All
you
right.
do Chronicles of the Black Hole for Tuesday night. Hey, you take care, brother.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right. Thanks again, man. Always good seeing OG Daniel. And we're going to bring Jim in here, Raider Eeyore. Let me put the link up again. We've already had Crazy Cooter on. And Cooter is, Cooter's Cooter, man. Good to see him as well. Remember, if you're on Instagram, I'm talking to you, Instagram, go to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. And obviously, YouTube, you are here. And I remember, I will, when I do the prizes, like I said, anytime you send a prize for a donation, okay, $5 via Super Chat or Super Sticker or Cash App, and make sure if you do the Cash App, said, hey, schmuck, I sent you $5. So this way I know, so I will put it towards the treasure chest, or $5 friends and family at BigRaiderJ@yahoo.com. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to bring in Jimmy. Jimmy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man. What's up with you?
I guess that trade for the Rams worked out all right. Trading their picks.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. But what happened to the Bengals defense on that last drive?
Well,
They were playing so well until the end, and
amazing what you can get away with. Okay. Amazing what you can get away with when the officials play to your favorites. Okay. Yeah. And it was obvious to me. That and I thought the Rams were going to win anyway. I did. I thought the Rams were going to win. I said that.
I thought the Bengals were going to pull it off.
No, and if you guys have heard me, I've been predicting all week. I said my heart, I'd love to see the Bengals win, here, but I think the Rams are going to win, and so I was correct. Okay,
but the Bengals could have pulled it off. Why was Burrow going after that long bomb? You only need 1 yard. Just run the ball. You only need a yard, and then it's a total. I think they would have kicked the field goal to tie the game and go to overtime.
I was at the very, very end of the game. I was sharing up this link to a bunch of the Facebook groups, so I had my one eye on the game.
It was 2nd and 1, and they decided to throw a little long bomb, and the guy it was a bad pass. It was way over his head.
Yeah.
And once again, the NFL screws up. They didn't even get the MVP right. We all know who got the MVP. Who deserved it.
Stafford got the MVP.
No, not him. Donald.
Stafford didn't get the MVP. Donald got it? Well, Donald deserved it.
No, he didn't. Krupp, whatever his name is.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. Which
okay.
I didn't think he should have got it. I think Donald should have got it.
I think, I was going to say, I think Donald should have got it, or Matthew Stafford.
I don't think he would have.
Wait a second. A lot of times they give the MVP to the fan favorite, But
I know.
I would have given it to Aaron Donald based upon what what he did at the very end. But Cooper Kupp did deserve it as far as what he did in the game. Okay.
Well, he wasn't mentioned until like the fourth quarter. I mean, where was he through the whole game?
Well, it doesn't really matter. Hang on a second.
J Captain Jack Google Voice.
Okay, I'm gonna get Jared in here.
Call from
Okay.
Pittsburgh, Jared D. Diggeroloma.
To accept, press 1. To
trying
send a
to.
voicemail, press 2.
Hey, Jared, I got you on the line. I got Jimmy on the line here as well. So stand by. You guys can say hi to each other real quick because you're both in.
Hey, Jared.
Friend?
You're both in the same neighborhood. So literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jimmy,
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, not much. I'll tell you what, though. Pittsburgh won tonight with two good local Pittsburgh boys playing in the game, Mr. Donald and Mr. Boyd. But in the end, Mr. Donald did deserve the MVP. I will agree with you, Howard. I mean, he had one hell of a night tonight. He really did.
He did.
I thought Aaron Donald should have won.
He should have, Cap. You're right.
I thought that they gave it to Stafford. I wasn't paying attention to who they gave it to, but I will say of Donald and Cup, I can see Cup winning it though too. I can see Cup winning it.
Yeah.
So
I think that last play, I think it was the wrong play.
Yeah,
I think they should have ran it.
yeah.
You just need 1 yard. 1 yard. That's all you need. You could have had Burrow run up the middle.
Well, they did have that Burrow run earlier where it was like
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I mean. He could have ran that for a yard.
Yeah.
You know. I think there was. It reminded me of a Greg Olson put in the call.
Okay, stand by. Go ahead, Jared. You guys talking
Did
over
you
each other.
guys, I was going to ask you both, did you guys see, and they just showed it too, and they just announced it, did you guys see the idiot run on the field and they didn't show it? I mean, there was an idiot.
I saw that. Yeah.
After Cincy's pick, and there was another idiot who
Yeah.
did it after Cincinnati scored that touchdown, but NBC cut away from it too quickly.
Well, they're
Did you
not.
guys see that?
No, they're not going to show that. In fact, they all of the networks will not show idiots on the field because that's what they want. The idiots want that, so the networks are not going to show that because it gives them what they want.
What I thought it was a player. Wasn't it a player from the Bengals team?
It was some idiot from the stand.
There's
that
a
went on
fan,
the field.
Howard, with a T-shirt on, Howard.
Oh.
He was in after Stafford threw the pick, if you remember.
So,
Yeah, no,
so why does the Bengals get flagged for that? It's a fan.
The Bengals didn't get flagged for that.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
They got 15 yards for taunting.
No,
Jimmy, Cap's right. They didn't flag him on that call.
No.
They didn't.
they didn't
But
flag
So
him.
what was-
Cincinnati on the
the
one
one-
call when basically Higgins caught the ball and twisted Ramsey's face mask though, and they didn't whistle that one.
Yeah, and that was
questionable.
I could have sworn Collinsworth said there was a flag for taunting in the end zone.
But they already listed funny already. Vegas has already got already. Kansas City, Buffalo, LA, Dallas, and Cincinnati is the top teams, Howard, to go to next year's Super Bowl. Already, they got the odds up already.
Wait, what teams? Who?
Kansas City, Buffalo, Dallas, Cincinnati, and LA. Those are the
Oh,
top
gee,
five.
what a wow! What a tough pick. I mean, it's all the teams are in the playoffs this season.
Kansas City is not going to be as good as they were. I'm sorry. I know that that's a little bit of bile and vitriol, but I don't really. I mean, we figured them out. People have figured them out, and they're going to lose people. The contracts are going to suck. Kansas City is not going to be as good as they were.
We still got to beat them. We still got to win first place.
With Allen and that team, they are going to be a dangerous team to watch in that AFC again.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking here right now. I mean, I think right now, a lot of people aren't saying right now how about the OBJ. I think OBJ definitely, apparently, I guess, made a torn his ACL. Now they're saying some other stories. Apparently, once again, I'm sure you probably addressed it at the start of the show after the game, Cap. If not, to you and Jimmy, and I'll let everyone know. Apparently, Howard, for the second week in a row, we have another NFL domestic incident. This time, Adrian Peterson was arrested this morning, apparently, for a verbal and physical altercation, believe it or not, however. That was booked at the LAPD. Or, believe it or not, it was released this afternoon, but he got busted this morning at LAX, apparently.
Okay, well, what was the team that Peterson was playing for last? Because he's gone through so many different teams now, I don't even remember who he's playing for.
He apparently spent the rest of the season with Seattle after only playing 3 games with Tennessee, having appeared in 1 game with Seattle, apparently.
Okay, well, you know what?
And now he has a court date set for June. It says here, yeah, apparently a representative for him and his wife actually said in a statement that the two had a verbal argument on the flight. He grabbed his wife's wearing and scratched her finger, however. The source said that she was not going to press charges, however. Police investigated and made required notification to the FBI.
He was arrested at 9:30 a.m. and now has a court date for June 15th. That says here, according to an LA Police Department statement, they received a call at 8:30 about possible domestic violence on board of an aircraft bound for Houston, however. And that's when they found out it was Peterson and his wife.
Okay, so yeah, and it's actually, Ray, it was Tennessee for a little bit, and then they dropped them, and then Seattle. So there you go. Yeah, and again, Jack McKenna says the same thing. No one cares about him. We care about the domestic disturbance because that's just wrong, but we don't really give a flying fuck about Adrian Peterson. So.
And he had another incident with his son years ago. Don't forget.
Well, that was the first big one where he whooped his son. And,
right, but they still let him play football. That's okay.
Well, he's gonna have a busy week ahead of him. I mean, not just for tonight. I mean, think about it. We got the parade coming up this week, however, now, obviously, and of course the PGA will be stopping at Riviera next weekend. But what a finish there today, however, at the Farmers. Why did I say the Farmers? The Waste Management Open. What a finish! Scotty Scheffler wins in sudden death against Patrick Cantley, Brooks Koepka, Xander Schauffele, and this Thea Lega guy, but. It was quite a weekend in Phoenix. I got to watch some of the Open yesterday and a little bit today. I mean, that 16th hole there in Phoenix, my God, they must have had 150 to 200,000 fans at that part 3. It was like being at the Roman Coliseum. It's always a loud environment. And then, of course, we saw a guy yesterday get a hole in one. So it was quite fun there in Phoenix this weekend to be out there, too.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you popping in there, Jared. Again, I'm seeing different things in the chat. Apparently, there was some schmuck that was in his street clothes. That was a player who came over and did something. So basically, it's like a bench foul. But
that's what it was. And then they showed another guy. Apparently, not know if it was a bench guy. However, like I said, a fan. Apparently, they said they showed on, I guess, the Sporting News has shown it. I'm talking about on their website just now. Some fan jumped, like I said, onto the field at the start of the third quarter. Like I said, NBC didn't show it either.
Right, and that's what I said. NBC won't show. Actually, none of the networks will show anybody doing stupid shit like that because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get some famous by being on camera. So that's
right. But I'll get you out on one last note, guys, real quick.
All right.
Congratulations definitely goes out to Al Michaels and also Michelle Tafoy. This was their last game. Apparently, Al Michaels will be going to Amazon Prime. I believe starting next year.
Oh, I thought that was their last game. Period. Because I can't stand Al Michaels. Oh my God.
I've always liked him. I mean, I've always been a fan of his, even going back to my football. But Michelle Tafoy is a great reporter too. But they've had a good run. But now NBC is going to probably go to either Drew Brees, Tirico, or maybe I don't know who they're going to get to be the new voice tower on Sunday Night Football. However, I mean, who knows? But tomorrow is going to be also a bittersweet day. However, in a way, because we know it's going to happen out there over there at the Ring Central Coliseum, and like I said, it's going to be a very unique day and a special day, but a bittersweet day. So everyone out there, happy V-Day. Congratulations to both teams. A great way to end what has been a hell of a playoff season. This might be the best playoff season we've seen in a long time for the NFL. So bravo to the NFL, at least getting the players decent and entertaining this year. But like I said, now the offseason begins, and who knows where we go from here.
All right. Hey, well, thanks there, Jared. And I know that when the Raiders play the Steelers next year, I'm hoping that my boy Eddie Winchell can come through with some good stuff. And if you can get me a golf for fun, because you remember I suck at golf.
I know.
If you get me a golf time slot when we're out there, as long as it's not like snowing,
I'll work on it. I'm going to talk. I'm going to call Eddie anyway, but like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, like I said, the three of us can get around. And Jimmy, if you're around, we'd like to have you as well. The four of us can all maybe have drinks and dinner. We'll all shoot the shit and have a good time.
There's a golf course near my town. It's in Bethel Park.
Okay. There you go. I know the course where you're at, Jimmy. I played that course many times, so the four of us will get around for sure. So, you guys enjoy. Happy V-Day. And again, I will definitely hopefully they post a good video of this match tomorrow. It's going to be a very unique day. So happy V-Day to everyone. And again, congratulations to both teams. But again, especially congratulations to the Rams and best effort. Champions of the world for the night.
All right. Hey, thanks again there, Jared. Appreciate it, brother.
Take care, Jared.
Okay. Jimmy, out on one thing as well. Go ahead, sir.
The truck driver, he said that the NFL set this for the Rams to win. Yeah. I think if the Raiders play in Vegas, they ain't gonna happen to us. They'll screw us one way or the other.
Agreed.
You know.
Agreed.
And another thing, I was just watching I think if OBJ was playing, I think he could have got MVP. I mean, he was playing well. You know what? I can't stand the guy, but he was playing well until he got hurt. And I thought once he got hurt, the team wasn't really the same until late in the fourth quarter with
when the officials stepped in to make sure that
that Chuck Rogers right. I mean, they let these guys play.
Right.
And until like, it's getting close to the end. We got to find a way. It seemed like, well, let's find a way for the Rams trying to win this game because we're running out of time here. It's horse shit. That had to end like this. Like he said, the Bengals got screwed.
Well, I hate saying it. It's kind of just desserts.
But like I said, if we're playing in Vegas in that Super Bowl, we're gonna get we're gonna get screwed one way or the other.
Well, the one thing that I would like to say is this: is that the NFL is a better franchise when the Raiders are good. And the Raiders are coming up. They have a lot of fan support, and the Raiders just need to figure out how to win in spite of the officiating. They got to overcome the officiating like they used to do in the 70s. They overcome the other team and the officiating. It can be done. It's a lot harder. But it can be done.
Well, the only way they got to win that game is they blow the team out. That's my opinion.
No, I mean, it's just a matter of getting being good enough to overcome the bullshit.
True. And another thing about the NFL, I watched this podcast. There's this LA fan. He was showing the Inglewood. Do you know what the NFL did? There was a section in Inglewood. They cleaned out where all the homeless people were camped out. They cleaned it all because they didn't want the people who flying from out of state, to see that. They cleaned whatever was underneath the bridge by the airport, and it was disgusting. And then they caged so that the homeless people couldn't go back there to put their tents.
What do you think? It's all show.
That's disgusting. I mean, really? You're a $1 billion corporation, and why don't you help these people out instead of like getting rid of them so your Super Bowl is not tarnished?
Well,
it's horse shit.
They do that all the time, man. Trust me, they do it for all venues. If there is a negative atmosphere about the venues, they will take care of it. When there's areas like the jiggle joints in Tampa, they would bust out and they would clean it up. And literally, the jiggle joints in Tampa are right down the street from Ray J. Literally, right down the street from Ray J.
What did they do? They just put a different name.
No, they put a moratorium. It's higher police presence, and there's more sting operations to get the drugs and the prostitution and all the shit out of the area. There's a lot of homeless in the area. It's done everywhere. It's done everywhere. So that's just the way it is. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for coming in, brother. It's always good hearing from you.
Okay, I just want to say, I don't know, he's on TV right now. Whitworth, he finally got his ring. I guess he's going to retire after the season.
Yeah.
And congrats to him, the Walter Payton Award. It was a great speech that he made. And, we'll get ready for the draft.
And I will be there. I'll be ready for the draft as well.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
have a good night. Take care.
You see ya. That's Jimmy, a.k.a. Raider Eeyore. Jimmy will be back on the shows because he talks hockey. I know this next guy talks hockey as well. And by the way, I will say this before we go there. Subscribe, subscribe, and share. If you like what you see, share this up to everybody. wherever you're at. If you're on Facebook, come over to YouTube. If you're on Instagram, come over to YouTube. Do this and share, like, and if you want to join the channel. There's a couple people in here that are joined. Remember, you get your perks as joined. I haven't been paying attention. Hopefully there hasn't been anybody in the chat in YouTube. I haven't seen any things that I missed. But by the way, congratulations to Sean Johnson, who won a Captain Jack beanie. I will take a picture of it so you can see what you won, Sean. It's great. And again, if somebody can get a hold of Matthew Escalante, because I haven't seen his name in a while, Matthew Escalante, if you can get a hold of him. If not, Carolina Carson. And if you can't get a hold of him, I know Jesse Rodas, and I can get a hold of him quickly for the $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Okay. I'm going to bring in the Philly Sports Talk podcast guy. How you doing there, Shipman? Good to hear from you.
What's good, man?
All right, just another fine Super Bowl. This is my season-ending show, but don't worry, my season begins on Tuesday, so it'll be like season like on for my podcast. It's like season 4 for the things, and I'll have some more things to go on. But yeah, I'll just break them up. But it starts, when football ends. New season until the end of the next football season. I do that. So
okay,
what's going on?
Not much. Just finished getting kind of thinking what was going on. But it's good. Obviously, I'm really happy for Matthew Stafford to finally get the big one, even though I was rooting for the Bengals.
Yeah, I think the Bengals got the big one.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals got the big one. And Al Goldblum, thank you for being in here. New York City DJ group. Yeah. Big, the officials didn't do shit for like 3 3/4 of the game.
Almost 3.5 quarters, maybe.
Yeah.
Until not even 10, 15, almost 15 minutes into the fourth, and they start throwing the flags.
Yeah. It was, like I said, until like maybe 7 minutes left in the game, and then the flags came out like people had COVID, were sneezing too much, and there was a bunch of dirty hankies on the field. And it sucks. It sucks.
Yep.
And by the way, Richie, yes, sailors do use condoms. Yeah, we do come from port to port, but yeah, we do use condoms, especially, I know I didn't like getting a shot in my ass every month in the Philippines. So,
Jeez.
Yeah. Just saying, I was a Philippine sailor. Again, Harris today wasn't. Oh, I agree with this. Franco Harris should say it hit the ground. It hit the ground. He ain't gonna say it. Just the way it is. So again, partner, you're up. What are your thoughts on what's going on?
I think it was just a great game between the two teams. I mean, obviously a sloppy start, but I think everything kind of went to shit, basically. In other words, until the fourth, almost like I said, almost like 5 to 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. That's when everything went to shit, basically. So, yeah. But everything else, it was a pretty great game, though. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was like watching that they were letting them play. The egregious shit was like when T. Higgins pulled on.
Yeah, that should have been called. That should have been called.
That was an egregious no call, and that was probably.
And the thing about it too, like this is why I think the NFL sometimes need to look into officiating, because I remember this a couple of years ago when Miles Sanders had his helmet almost tore like 360 off his head, almost like snapped his neck backwards. It's like, and we overall calling for the referees' heads, because like, really, you couldn't call that for a full face mask rather than just let someone try to almost pretty much kill the man. I mean, it's egregious.
Yeah, I do. NorCal guy, San Francisco Giants over Philly. Hey, Jack. You're them there's fighting words. Yeah, let me see. Wait a second. Okay.
Shit.
Philly, baby, Philly. Now I get and go full on Philly for a lot of the things you're going to be seeing. But yeah, it's Philly Flyers, Philadelphia Phillies, and I can give a shit about basketball, but that's just it. Hey, did we talk about the trade the other night, or did we get?
I don't remember.
Okay,
Oh yeah. We did. Okay. Now I remember.
Okay, here we go. Real what Richie Richie wasn't called. Then there was a no call shortly thereafter when they never called Donald for throwing Burrow out of bounds. It doesn't matter.
That was a clean hit.
It was a clean hit, Rich.
Let's say he's already out of bounds and then he hits him. That's a whole different story.
He pushed him out of bounds. Burrow was in bounds and he pushed him. That was a clean fucking hit. Okay. Burrow was in bounds, and just the way it was. I mean, honest. I'm not going to get any love lost with Joe Burrow, considering that the officials gave him a free touchdown in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. But yeah, he was in bounds. Yeah, and Willie Wayne, that push was not dirty. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't dirty, dude. Look at it. Bullshit. The NFL might have called it all year, but it's not a penalty. Okay? It's not a penalty. And that's one of the, bullshit things that the officiate, they're so fucking consistent. If you say they've been calling it all year, then they should be calling it. Yeah, and even Al said, clean hit. Yeah. There you go. Well, but no. Then they called it right in the Super Bowl. Okay? Burrow was sacked, at least 7 times?
I think 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
Because overall, he's been sacked total of 51 times in his 2 years in the NFL.
Yeah. And I know I saw the one stat, he was sacked the same amount of times that Staubach was sacked in Super Bowl 10.
And he was also there, also on the list with Donovan McNabb in 2003 when he got sacked 9 times against the Tennessee Titans. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rich, like I say, it doesn't change what they've done all year because that tells you how fucked up the officiating is.
Yeah.
That's you're just proving our point that they finally called it right on the one play and they called it wrong when they should have had a penalty on T. Higgins.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's it. The Bengals had a chance to win the end and they couldn't get it done. Now I pretty much do.
Yeah. Bengals do need to hold an entire new O-line. Just start looking at it in the draft because that's kind of where they need to start looking or in the free agency pool.
For sure. So what's good as far as anything? I mean, now do you switch basically just to Sixers and Flyers pretty much?
Mostly Sixers.
By the way, when does the Major League Baseball season start in your mind?
What for me?
Yeah. What do you think? Because I know they're not starting on time.
I have a feeling because originally I feel like it's going to be like late April, early May. Well, no, I don't because I feel like it's going to be delayed. I say up to mid-April at the. This is where I can see it, but unless they can find a way to get it before like on the first day of April, I'll be impressed. But for now, for me, I say between mid to late April at best.
Yeah. Okay. And what else you said? So, so it's
mostly basketball that I'm going to be doing because Flyers I don't really know much about because hockey's my least favorite out of the 4 when it comes to Philadelphia sports. Unfortunately,
yes,
Phillies is my number 1.
Right. I see. I'm opposite. I mean, it's actually to me it's football then hockey, then baseball, and then basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, Willie, when you're still in the chat, I did. I don't know if you ever heard the news about Eric Thames signed a minor league contract with your Oakland A's.
There you go. If you didn't hear that, and it is Eric Thames, although we were saying that his name is spelled like the River Thames in England. That was your history and was a geography lesson from last night. So there you go. Fade to Black will ask it, and I'll get you out on this as well. Talk about talk about the Sixers Nets trade.
I think if you look at it, I think both teams got better, but on the Brooklyn's end, they got two head cases in Kyrie and basically Ben 10 at this point. Like with us, like say, because we're also considering trading Tobias Harris at some point. I think with Paul Millsap, who can both play at the 4 and the 5, and if we do get released or trade Tobias Harris to get that extra money off the books, I think having someone like Paul Millsap have that veteran presence and Paul Millsap to play the 4, or at times if you need to give Embiid a break and switch him to the 5 and have somebody else come to the floor and at the 4, I mean, I don't think it's really going to hurt us much, but I think we have gotten better despite, sacrificing both Seth Curry and Andre Drummond in order to get two guys who can actually are pretty good offensively, which is something we have been really lacking, and we still need to retool our bench.
Okay. So, quick, what's coming up for your Sixers? I mean, are they going to win the East?
I think if it's obviously with Harden and Millsap, I wouldn't be surprised if we did take the number 1 seed again, because it's not like we're not like the West where it's like super competitive. Because the East, it's competitive, but it's not difficult. Like the competitive is not as hard to get through, because like any team is beatable, man. We split the series against the Golden State Warriors, and that was no easy task. Obviously we choked against the Suns, but that was probably the best competition we have other than the Warriors that we played. Memphis, they gave us just an ass whooping. So I mean, I want to get that out of my memory. But like the most games come out right now, we have the Celtics on Tuesday, and then we get the and also doing the Bucks and Sixers as well on the 17th. So those are the two games I think we need. I think for me, that's where we're going to. Well, Tuesday is obviously going to be the debut of James Harden and Paul Millsap, since he did both clear their physicals, and obviously because he had to wait till Harden landed down in Philly. Even though now in Philly we actually have legitimately billboards. Letting know everybody that James Harden has landed in Philly.
Okay, and he's wearing the number 1.
Yeah, that is true. That's correct.
All right, bud, I'm going to get you out.
All righty.
Turn it over again. Always a pleasure hanging out with you. And
not a problem, buddy. If you ever really get something up, we can always get something set up together.
You got it, man. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I'm actually, the days that I'm off, I'm actually going to enjoy being off.
Yeah, I feel you.
Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays, unless I get an interview with somebody important, those are my off days, and I'm going to fucking enjoy them.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and Fridays are off, but I try to do uncensored on Fridays, just to keep it going, because people say they like it when I can fucking say fuck.
yeah.
But that goes without saying.
I doubt it, Robert Hawk.
Yeah.
Will Crosby? No, I don't think so.
I think so. He always fucking scores against.
Yeah, but I have a funny feeling that the Flyers are gonna put a stop to that. But yeah,
I hope so. I can't fucking stand.
Hey, look, all of us Flyers fans, we don't stand Mr. Bitch Crosby.
Right, that's right. It's like Mets fans.
Oh my god. Well, Mets fans I can deal with.
No, Mets fans don't like Chase Utley.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember. God, those were some great memories.
Like Crosby. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, man.
All right. Hey, take care, Barner.
Hey, you too, man.
We'll see you for the next one. Oh,
yep.
Come in and learn about Lyle Alzado on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely watch. I'll be definitely watching.
All right. Well, good on you. We'll see you, Bubba.
I'll see you.
All right. That was our boy, Philly Sports Podcast. TS, whatever. Yeah, Aaron Donald's going to retire. Saltmere is a Yankees fan. Wow. I mean, my dad was, because my dad lived in the Bronx as a kid, but he also liked the Dodgers because the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. So he's kind of like Al Davis, my dad, and may he rest in peace. he liked he was a Yankees fan, but he admired the Dodgers, because again, just like Al Davis said, he loved the power of the Yankees and the speed of the Dodgers, and that's just the way as well. Philly has not been relevant since Lindros. Untrue, Jack Kenna, because they were in a Stanley Cup as recently as 2015. Okay, or 2014. One of those, because they lost to the Blackhawks in Game 6. So they've been relevant. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. So there you go. Your uncle is from the box, wasted as a Yankees fan. That's fine. But like I said, my dad was a Yankees fan. I don't mind the Yankees. I'm more of a Rays fan because they're local, but they just can't do anything. But we're going to bring in our favorite Bronco fan right here as well. Richie Riche, how you doing tonight? Your thoughts on the last game of the year?
I kind of in the same boat as everybody else, where I was looking at it saying they let everyone play, and then they decided that the Rams were likely going to lose if they didn't step in. And I honestly just saw it as probably the most egregious officiating interference in a Super Bowl that I can remember, because it's one thing where there's like a call here or a call there, but it's completely different when you go an entire game without calling anything really, and then it's all of a sudden at the very, very end, and they kind of look up at the time and they say, "Oh no," and to me that was just and I think it almost had more to do with the fact that McVay has gotten so much shine from the league and from all these sports talk radio folks and the all the TV shows and the NFL Network and all these guys saying McVay, and they can't have a guy like that who they keep on giving all this credit to lose twice in the Super Bowl. It just doesn't look good on him.
Yeah.
And you hate to almost go down the tinfoil hat route, but I mean, at some point you just have to look at it and call a duck a duck.
I've called ducks.
Like
I've called fucks and ducks. So that's the way it is as well. But yeah, it's amazing because I was looking. I'm like because they didn't have anybody do any of those penalties for the longest time, and then at the most inopportune time, okay, it was so now you're calling penalties,
right? Well, and then they were holding them on the third down, and then there was we're going to finally call this, and then they were holding them again on third down, and then they're finally going to call this, and it's just one of those things where at some point it's just so egregious where you there's no other way of going about it. Like it's the Super Bowl. They always let those types of things go, generally speaking. I mean, that ticky-tack, I'm using air quotes here because even by regular season standards, holding call was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. Raider Bob's, that's a unique. It feels like the NFL punished for the Bengals for being there. I mean, amazing. I mean, because the Bengals have been getting all the calls the previous 3 games. They were getting all the calls. They got the calls.
I agree.
They got calls. Well, and they got calls against the Titans, and then their defense stepped up when it needed to, when Tannehill gave them a gift pick. And against the Chiefs, they played well enough, but there was. I mean, I'm sure that there were a bunch of holds probably not called against the Bengals, against the Chiefs defense, because they needed help in that respect. So they've been getting calls in a good way throughout
up until that game they were. Up
Yeah.
until that game, they were, and I like I said, I maintain the fact that it was one of those things where the NFL wanted the home team to come away with a big win. The NFL is hugely supported by a lot of LA celebrities and the town of LA. You also have to remember is that the NFL was out of LA for the longest time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big kind of, I won't say stain, but it was certainly one of those big, glaring gaps on the map when you look at the US and you say, oh, you got a major team here, a major team there, major team there. And you look at LA, like one of the biggest cities in all of the US. And it's like, why did they leave again? And, that's a big deal. And I realize that I'm referring to, your team at some, but at the end of the day, it was I think a huge mistake on the NFL's part. And I think that they've been wanting to show that an LA team can win the Super Bowl, and we know the Chargers aren't going to do it. So they looked at the Rams, and McVay is clearly talented enough to get his team there. And then it was just looking like he was going to choke again at the Super Bowl. And that's what I saw on the TV screen today.
Yeah. And what we're talking about and by the way, it's the first birthday for the Bishop's kid. And is it Crixus? Julian Brayhew? Crixus, I believe is his name. And again, I don't want to screw that up, but yeah, happy first birthday to the Bishop's kid. And Bishop is a friend of the program. Bishop is the unofficial cleric or chaplain to the channel. Clergyman, yeah.
Clergyman, there you go.
He's the unofficial clergyman for the channel. So it's always good to have somebody, a man of the cloth, into the channel. And I say this, and I am not kidding. I am not kidding when I say this. I thank all of the very highly devout folks that pray for me and my health. They've probably kept me alive longer because of folks that have said prayers. And I'm not trying to make this a whole big religious thing, but a lot of folks that are very ultra religious and faithful have always said positive things about me to keep me in good health. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So there you go. Yeah, and James Moore say this, and this is true. The Raiders are no longer the only championship football team in LA. They made sure about that. Kroenke is a billionaire, and they helped his team win the championship. That's just the way it is. And the Chargers, aka the Garglers, are not going to win anything. They are going to be not even a second-class tenant. They're going to be a fourth-class tenant in the city of Los Angeles, because the Raiders own LA. Then comes USC. Then comes UCLA. And then comes the Rams. And I'm not kidding. It's Raiders, Trojans, Bruins, Rams, and then you throw in the Chargers, aka Garglers. If the ownership of the Chargers can figure something out, they will move that fucking team out of LA, and they will go back to San Diego, and they will have a decent amount of Charger fans come back, because Charger fans can't stand their owner Spanos. They can't stand their owner Spanos. But no. The Chargers will always be a second-class citizen. At any Raider game, there will be more Raider fans than Charger fans, bar none. Always happens.
Although they were struggling even in San Diego. So, part of you almost wonders if they're just going to move to a completely different city altogether in the U.S. Or could the Chargers be that one dark horse team that ends up going and kind of starts joining the European surge that we start seeing? Because they could be that one team, because they don't currently have a home, truly, they don't really have a home. Could they be that first team that joins the European side over there, where they move them over to the, whether it be England or Germany or wherever they might be? Because it's clear what the NFL's trying to do. They're trying to get a 4-team division over in Europe.
Possibly, but I think it would be the Jags first because of was it Chad, their owner, who also owns Manchester. Was it Manchester City? Because the Glazers own Manchester United. Shad Khan is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he owns Manchester City, who is like they are the top. They're 1-1A in the Premier
Yeah.
League as
Yeah,
far
they're
as
good. They're a good team. They're a real good team.
and that's why the Jaguars always play those games in London because of their owner. And the was it the Bucks play a decent amount over there, but the Jaguars are always over there, and their what is it? Their fan base sucks, and I'm being kind because they'd actually have to improve just to suck. So I think the Jaguars will be a prime candidate to be the London Jaguars or the London Crusaders or the London, Horsemen or whatever the fuck they want to call them. Monarchs, I think, was when they had the USF, not USFL, but the European League. I think it was the London Monarchs, if I'm not mistaken. That was the London team, and they'll probably do that eventually. But it is an unfair advantage for any team going over to London. It's unfair because they're going to play. London has the benefit of going to the West and and playing games, and it's more advantageous for that. Then they go back to home, and then people got to cross the pond to play them. It'll be unfucking fair. And I can't see how the NFL could do that unless they have the NFL has like a sub league that is for like how they have in soccer you get relegated. If you don't make the Premier League, you get relegated down a league. I think that's what they might be trying to do because the European League was decent for a while. You had you had like the teams in Barcelona and Munich and London, and they were decent. They were decent, but the NFL is a hotter ticket now than it was back then, and that was 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
so
it was.
They'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But
you also have to remember this is in part about revenue as well with the NFL, right? So if they can get proper teams and get full stadiums for, what is it? Was it 16 games? It's a 17 game season, but there's like 16 games, total for that. So you're talking 8 games from a completely different market.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a whole whack of brand new fans that you're bringing into the league. So in the business world, they often refer to that as net new fans, right? So
Right.
you got a lot of new fans that are untapped in Europe that they really are likely wanting to try to pull in, and you're not going to get those fans pulled in with what you're kind of referring to is what we would refer to as the farm teams, right? Like where you'd have the I think that the Blue Jays from Toronto here have a farm team down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere in that general area.
Yeah, where they play their spring training,
and that's where they have this, that's where we have our training camp, right? Because it's fucking cold here any other time, so we need to go somewhere warm. And so when you look at those types of things, I think the NFL is truly looking at opening new fans to the NFL and get them into games. They already know that the European fans are willing to spend money on gear because of all the football, that's with a U, or soccer as we call it here in North America, in terms of all the gear that they have there. So I think we really have a legit shot at getting something over in Europe. And I don't know, I could see it. I'm sorry. And I could see Goodell using that as a chip to try and keep his $60 million salary or whatever alive with the NFL as a new revenue source to kind of add some polish to what he's done with the NFL, even if it's just before he leaves. Because I mean that would leave a legacy for him, right? So
right, and I was going to say the reason why they're not going to touch Canada is because the Canadian Football League is prosperous, and it actually is legit. They play for the Grey Cup each year. That league has prospered for years. There's nothing that it needs. In fact, the Canadian Football League was actually trying to expand into the United States.
XFL. We almost merged with the XFL, actually.
Right, and they were trying to get that so that they would have American teams that were part of the Canadian Football League, and it didn't come through. But it's possible that's the next route, because the CFL is really, really good. Was it the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Montreal Alouettes and the
Toronto Argonauts, and
right.
There's the Ottawa Redbacks. It's actually really interesting because you see a lot of actually. I'm gonna mention something here. In terms of some rule differences and stuff. Obviously, being the lone Canadian here. At least I think I'm the lone Canadian here. But there's a really interesting concept in the Canadian Football League, which is called a rouge, which is when there's actually a bigger incentive in the CFL to try and pin your opponent and tackle them in the end zone. So what we see right now is a touchback in the NFL doesn't exist in the CFL. They have to try to run it out. And if you tackle the guy in the end zone, it counts as a point towards the team that tackles him in the end zone, almost like a kick, like a safety, almost like a safety, right? Like what we would see as a safety, except it's on the kickoffs, right? So the kickoffs happen, and if they can't run it out of the end zone, then it's called a rouge here in Canada, which is French for red. I have no idea.
I know that word. It's red.
Yeah. So, but I think it's really, really interesting as a concept. So when you start thinking about it, it almost forces the other team to be more polished on special teams, and you get a little bit more of an exciting game out of it, where you're not just kind of having a potential dead play on special teams, and it really puts a bigger emphasis on the special teams play and blocking on special teams and that sort of thing, which is often throwaways in today's NFL.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Richie, I'm going to give a plug to MHRT, which is Mile High Roundtable. Richie has his show on what day, sir?
I'm generally on Tuesdays on the staple podcast of the network, which is MHRT or Mile High Roundtable, which is on Tuesdays. And then we also have Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue on Thursdays. And we have some other shows that are in the works. So go check us out. That's MHRT Network on YouTube. We also broadcast on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all simultaneously live on both Tuesdays, Thursdays. And we have some smatterings of other days that we release content on as well.
Got it. And as well, you will see Richie Riche and Jason Dean Hunter doing a draft show. Did you haven't talked to each other firmly?
Yeah, we spoke last night briefly, and we'll be comparing notes and kind of going over some stuff hopefully in the near future to really kind of get things dialed in. I have about a 6-page notebook of stuff that I put together for the show, both the Broncos side and the Raiders side. And I look at things a little bit more holistically. So the one thing I'd love to get some feedback from, if people want to reach out to me on Twitter or whatever, is I'd like to know who on your team you guys think you're going to retain. I have my own ideas on who I think you should retain, but I'd like to kind of hear from you and your audience in terms of maybe this is even a question your audience can post in the comment section after the show, because you have a good 20 to 30 guys on your roster right now. I think I counted, give or take, that are on that are expiring on their contract. And Phelan is one guy that I had on my list where I would renew him and re-up him in a kind of a caveat contract, where if he can return back maybe midway through the year or next year, where you kind of work out the contract, because I thought he did a great job for you guys this year.
Fantastic job. Yes.
Yeah, like he was a beautiful signing for you guys. I mean, just absolutely spectacular. But I'd love to hear what you and your audience have to say about who you guys want to retain on your team, particularly out of those guys. Like Solomon Thomas is on an expiring contract where he's a free agent at the end of this year. So love to hear what you guys have to think.
I don't think Solomon Thomas will be back. That's just what I'm kind of like feeling through I think that they will probably try to go younger or more dynamic there. And Matt, I'm going to answer this before Richie answers it. There is a show that Richie Riche did on Wi-Fi Willie's, what do you call it? YouTube.
Yeah.
He will tell you all about it. So go watch Wi-Fi Willie's. You remember what day it was on there, Richie?
That was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, right when they announced it a little shortly thereafter. Wi-Fi Willie reached out to me. He and I communicate regularly. And he reached out. I came on the show and gave kind of my 2 cents on maybe more like 5 cents in terms of what I felt about McDaniels and you guys bring him in as a new hire. Generally speaking, just to directly answer your question, I love the hire of McDaniels. I'm one of the rare Broncos fans that doesn't have any animosity towards him. I think he did a few things that were not spectacular here, and I think he had a bit of an ego issue, and I believe that was largely due to age. The one thing that I will say as a Broncos fan, and if you can actually look at things objectively, which I think a lot of Broncos fans have a hard time doing, is McDaniels builds the lines. He has a really firm and clear direction on moving forward. So I truly think that you guys are in. I think you guys have a solid coach, like a foundational coach that you guys can build upon and do some good things with. So I would expect your offensive line and defensive line both to be bolstered this year with some solid picks. So many Broncos fans forget the fact that McDaniels was the lead-in to our Super Bowl run in both 2013 and 2015. And in large part, most of the players that got us to both of those places were, in fact, Josh McDaniels picks. So I think you guys need to pay attention to that as well.
Got it. Okay. And again, Matt Marinovich, I said this the other night as well on it was Dox's show. Said Jermaine Illuminor played right tackle for the Patriots before Twinkies and Twitter was signed this year, and he played decently. And I don't know why he was not our right tackle this year, because fucking Parker sucked. And actually, let me rephrase. Parker would need to improve to suck. Okay, he would have to improve a dynamic level just to suck, and that's being nice about it. So, and Jack Kenna gives you some props, and you are. And again, that's why we like Richie Riche in here, and that's why I will be proud to let him and Jason Dean take over the show, and I'm going to be doing a lot of this. I will, and I trust me, I will be a part of the program, because I won't shut up for whatever time. But I will interject when there's something that intrigues me, because again, I want to watch the show because I want to hear what you guys have to say, because that's the important thing. It's what I want to know, and if that's why I have you guys on the show.
What were Illuminor's strengths? Was he a run guy or a pass guy, or was he kind of just like in the middle in both?
He was more of a he was. Actually, I don't know. He wasn't bad. He was.
That won't cut it for McDaniels.
Yeah, but he was. But remember, he was there when McDaniels was there before Brown was added. He wasn't bad. So at least he knows the system, and until they improve, he can play in that system.
Yeah, I realize you have other people who want to come on, but I think that someone who is not bad is someone that McDaniels would retain and hold on to as a backup.
Right.
However, the term "not bad," I think even in McDaniels today will not cut it for him at the right
time. I got it. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'll take somebody who's not bad over somebody who sucks until I get somebody who's better than not bad.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's it. Richie, always a pleasure, brother. You take care, and look for Richie MHRT Network on YouTube. Look for his shows and help and hook a brother up. By the way, comment after the show. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, and share. Todd Wise says he's better in pass protection. So, that thanks, Todd. So we got that down.
Appreciate it.
All right. Take care, Richie. Thanks again, brother.
Have a good one.
All right, that's Richie Riche. I will have Richie Riche on, like I said. Pleasure to have Richie Riche on and Jason Dean Hunter. Again, if you are watching on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you're at where you need to go. And, if you're on Instagram, folks over here on Instagram, please head on over to YouTube. Asylum, yeah, come aboard, brother. Come aboard. And Asylum is also a member of Captain Jack Scallion. Been one for a while. And so it's always, wow, man, Jackson is kicking ass. This is an American in speed skating. And if I wonder if this is okay. Hang on, I'm gonna have
RDR Houston Steve.
Got Raider Steve coming in. Steve, what you got, brother?
Hey, I got to ask you, Captain Jack, what the heck was the Cincinnati Bengals thinking on third down, running it right at the best players they have? That cost them the game, my friend.
Are you talking about the 3rd and 1 in the fourth quarter?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
with the game on the line.
Yeah, I missed that because I was actually pushing because it was after the Rams had scored their winner. I was sharing up to a bunch of the Facebook groups to get folks over here. So I kept my eye kind of on it, but I missed the call, and a lot of people were saying all they needed to do was fucking run, but they didn't have the best running play, I guess.
They ran right at him.
Okay.
I mean, it was just a complete, it's basically comparable to what happened with Marshawn Lynch not giving him the ball when they threw that pass and the Seattle ended up losing the Super Bowl. That's how critical that was at the very end of the game.
Okay.
Because up till that touchdown that Stafford had, he was not playing a very good game at all.
Okay.
And it was just, I don't know, Captain. I take my hat to Joe Burrow and to Cincinnati. Nobody expected him to go to the Super Bowl in his second year, but it's really hard being the state of Ohio and seeing them lose the game the way they lost it.
Hang on, brother. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize I popped into my own show on one of the other things, but yeah, they ran it to Aaron Donald's side. I mean, why? I don't know. I don't understand that either. I do not understand that. That's fucking stupid.
That cost him the Super Bowl basically because then Burrow threw that pass and Darnold was right up in his face and everything. It just breaks your heart to see a team go through a brain freeze like that because they played their butts off the whole game. And then I don't know if you probably know this, Captain, but the whole week the NFL Network was doing nothing but praise to this Rams team. It was just like a coronation for a whole week. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And it breaks your heart being an old AFL fan to see it come down to where usually that's the way it happens. All right, you make the play. It's like the helmet catch against.
David Tyree. Yeah, David Tyree. I remember that well. Yes.
That's basically what that was, basically. But you have a great show, Captain, and I was going to ask you, what do you think about how bad do you think Burrow is hurt and everything as far as his injury? And Beckham's injury was pretty bad.
Yeah, Beckham looks like that's either an ACL, an MCL, or something like that. I don't know. Burrow, to me, didn't. I mean, I don't know what the medical reports are going to say tomorrow, but wow, this girl is from Ocala and is a speed skater, and that's in Florida. I don't know of too many speed skaters from Ocala. That's like right up by Gaines. I'm sorry, I'm listening to you as well, Steve. I don't think that the medical reports will be that bad, but I think that it should be okay. But I don't know. You saw him grimace when on the field. They had that big tight shot of his face, and he was grimacing. But he came in and played afterwards. I didn't see a major limp, but they could have shot him up and we didn't see it. And I agree that they missed out on an opportunity because McPherson has been money, and the fact that if they were close enough to be in McPherson's range, they fucked up. They fucked up not going for a tie. Yeah.
They
They did, Captain. I was going to ask you one last thing. They were saying that Whitworth's going to retire. A lot of those players are on one-year contracts for the Rams. And they said they're gradually starting to build their base out there, but they're way behind the Dodgers and the Lakers because they've had multiple championships and everything. It's going to be interesting to see, especially the younger fans out there in Los Angeles. I sure hope the Raider Nation still has a pretty strong presence in Los Angeles and Southern California. What do you think about that based on your observation?
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you what, you're granted there, partner. You take care, and thanks for calling in, Steve. Always good hearing from you, brother.
Good help, dude. It's always great to talk to you, Captain. Take care and God bless. Bye.
All right.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders. God bless. And now it's Houston Raiders, Steve. Good hearing from him. Raiders still got LA, man. Raiders still own LA. And as I said before, and maybe hopefully Steve's still listening, it's Raiders, Trojans, Bruins, then the Rams, then the Garglers. And I know that somebody was talking about how the Kings are above them. Yeah. But I'm just talking in football. Raiders, Trojans, Bruins, Rams, Garglers. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it will be. I still think that, the Raider fans from way back when, they have their kids, and their kids, for the most part, have stayed Raider fans. There will be maybe more of a bandwagon effect with Rams fans becoming a little bit more prevalent, maybe. But honestly, no, it'll take a while. Yeah, Sean, the Rams parade might have 1,000 people? I'm being facetious. They might need to import people so that it looks large. And that's just the way it is. I mean, that's true. I honestly don't see anything on that. The big thing is upsetting is that I did not win any squares tonight. I blew $60. $10 a square, blew $60. Oh well. Sucks being me. But it was an entertaining Super Bowl. People said it was boring. I know. I actually liked the game because the officials let them play until the very end, when they reared their ugly fucking head and they fucked it up for everybody. That's just the way I feel. It's the way I feel. I will say this again, please. Asylum spent more than 60? Okay. Oh, Jack Kenna. Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, LA is Lakers and Dodgers. In fact, the Lakers and the Raiders kind of own LA, Dodgers as well. But that's it, man. I mean, that's the shit. Kings? The Clippers? Come on, man. And I said, I thought I was entertained by the Super Bowl. I was. Chaos took them almost 40 years to win a Super Bowl in LA. True. What, 83 season, 84, 38 years? It's been a while. It's been a while since the Raiders won. Mattress Mac, one with the points. Did he have the Bengals straight up? Who is this Mattress Mac? I keep hearing this name. Hawk, who's Mattress Mac? Is that the guy who spent like a couple $1 million in bets? Is that who that is? Did I get it right? No, I don't see Arizona being in the Super Bowl next year. I don't. No. I think the home team is not going to win next year. But hopefully the home team wins after that. And I think that's the Raiders. But having said that, we're at 11:56. Oh, he placed millions on Cincinnati, $9.5 million on the Bengals. Wow. I heard the name. So that's the way it is. But hey, we're up at 2 hours, and I appreciate everybody coming in. It's always a pleasure doing uncensored. Remember, comment after the. Don't go yet. I want to see those numbers drop down. I don't want to. Yeah, Sean, I got your email. I got your email. Thank you. And give me some time. It will be. In fact, I will take a picture of it and post it. It's nice. You will really like it. Again, if you don't go yet, like I said, remember to comment after the show. When the show's over, comment after the show. Comment after the show. What was the most egregious penalty you saw in the Super Bowl? Most egregious. What were your thoughts on that? Like I said, the officials decided it at the end. Comment after the show. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you. Tell everybody. We want more people in here, but comment after the show. Comment after the show. Most egregious penalty that decided the game. So I want to thank you for everybody being here. Tuesday, Chronicles of the Black Hole. We'll be doing a show on Lyle Alzado. Again, comment after the show, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss these shows. Tell your friends. We want more people in here to enjoy what we know is a really good time. This is the last of the football shows. We will have another one during the draft. It'll be awesome. I will be out there for the draft. I hope to see a bunch of people there. I will be dressed in my Captain Jack garb, i.e. uniform, so you'll see me there. And I can't wait to do that. But until then, it's always a pleasure. I will be here doing sports. We're just not going to be talking about football for a while. But we will talk about what's going on with the Raiders, signings, coaches, things like that. So there's never an off season for the Raider Nation. Never. Free agent shows, yeah, Desert. We will probably, like I said, we're going to have a draft show when it's not per se a free agent show. We will talk about the free agents as they come in, but we'll do shows talking about, hey, who did the Raiders sign? So we'll talk about that for sure, Desert. And I can't wait to do that because free agency starts, I think it's March 16th. James Moore, thanks for being here. Good night to you as well. Remember, comment after the show. Please comment after the show. Because the more comments that you make and I give you the responses back, the more this show gets pushed to everybody. And I like this, man. It's great to have everybody in here. So again, thanks again. Football season is done. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to you as well there, Bishop A.J. Brehu. It's always a pleasure having you around the cleric of the show. Thank you there, Big Boy. Again, you see where it says Big Boy has that in YouTube. YouTube, it has like I can't remember what the sign is. Oh, March 14th. Okay. Big Boy is a member of the channel. Remember, you can be a member of the channel. Just push join. $5 a month is Ship's Crewman. And I'll do this one more time. I think I have it up here. Once you are a member for a year, okay, you get a certificate for Ship's Crew. And you'll say, and it's my way of saying thank you. If you are a Chiefs Mess member, you get the certificate with the anchor. You also get an anchor after a year. So there you go. I wanted to make sure I showed that. Join the channel. There are other perks. And I will, then now that I did and again, congratulations to to Sean Johnson, and hopefully we can get a hold of Matthew Escalante, who won $20. We'll do that. But again, push the show and share it up and subscribe. Let your friends know about it. And Super Bowl hopefully goes deeper in the year. I know, but be great. Thanks again, folks. We will see you next time. Remember, comment after the show. Most egregious penalty. Comment on the comment section, not in the chat, on the comment section after the show. Thanks again, folks. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.